So hello everyone and welcome to the TDSIG Open Forum. The purpose of this meeting is to let you know whether you are a TDSIG member or not, about us, about our group and what we do. In case you don't know, we are the Teacher Development Special Interest Group of IATEFL. And what usually happens is this meeting takes place at the international conference, and only at the international conference. And it's an opportunity for people to find out about us, but also to come along and meet us and speak to us. So it always happens at the conference, and it happened this year as well in Brighton, but we decided to do it this year online to make it accessible to anyone who is a member of our group, so that you can find out what we've been doing, but also for anyone who's interested and perhaps as Bruno said in the chat, a wannabe TDSIG member. The more the merrier. And of course, hopefully some of you are watching the recording of this later on, and this is for you too. So my name's James Taylor. I'm one of the joint coordinators of TDSIG, along with my colleague Cecilia here. Say hello, Ceci.
Hello, everybody. Welcome, and thank you for being here. My name is Cecilia Lemos-Harmer, and I'm a coordinator with James. We co-coordinate TDSIG, and we're very happy with our joint effort.
Yes, so fun. We're going to tell you about how it's been going and what we hope to achieve in the future. So let me give you a quick agenda for today. So we're going to give you just a quick summary of the overall the situation regarding the SIG. We're going to talk a bit about our team. Who are we in TDSIG? Our financial situation. We're going to summarize our events that have happened, our publications, some of our other activities, and then we're going to mention some of our future plans beyond those things that we're already doing. So let's get started by with a quick summary.
Let me just say one thing, James. For those of you who maybe are participating in your first open forum, the open forum usually works. We take a look at what we did the previous year, and we think about and we talk about what we plan to do in the next year, like from now to the next conference. Give or take.
Yeah, and that's what happens at this time, right? Because it usually happens at the conference. So for us, a year is basically usually from one conference to the next. Okay, shall I move on?
Move on.
So in summary, things are pretty good. In terms of membership, we're very pleased that this may be one of our best results, is how our membership has increased in the last year. So about a year ago, we had about 280 members, and at the last count, now we have 370. So we've had an increase of 90 members, which is very good. If you compare this to IATEFL in general, IATEFL has had an increase of about 100 members in that time. So I'm not saying everyone who joined IATEFL has become a member of TDSIG. I don't think that's how it works, but it's basically like we've grown at a rate sort of much larger than the overall association is doing. So we're pretty happy with that. And I think one of the reasons for that is kind of the stuff that we're going to talk about today is basically the reason why that's happened. Adequate participation. The reason we've said this is that participation in our events has generally speaking been good, but not incredible. So while our membership has increased, I would say that at some of our events, the participation has been okay. The number of people has been okay, but we feel like it could be better. We feel like we could have higher numbers of people. I think it's worth pointing out that this isn't just a TDSIG problem. This is a general issue for a lot of teaching associations and similar groups who are organizing things. We're still, I feel like, in a post-pandemic world for these kind of things. Things have not recovered to the way they were before. And we're still trying to sort of get back up to where we were before with attendance and sort of general interaction. Okay, finances are healthy. We're going to explain what we mean about that soon, but generally speaking, finances are looking good, and we have some positive future plans. Okay, the team. Ceci, do you want to talk about the team?
Yeah. So the team is the committee members. We're all volunteers. We do it in our, I'm gonna say free time, but but we're all volunteers.
It's not free time anymore.
Yeah, we're all volunteers. There's me and James. I'm based in Cambridge in the UK. James is based in New York. We've got Helen, who is here as well, and Helen is also based in the UK. Thaisa, who is also here and who is based in Brazil. And we've got Jake, who is based in South Korea. We had, as part of our committee members, Fiona and Christian. We're both the UK based, but they stepped down during the conference. That was their last act as committee members, because when you're a volunteer at IATEFL, you can serve. Each term is 3 years, and you can serve up to 2 terms. And sometimes, if you are a coordinator, you can prolong that a bit more. But that's usually how it goes. After your second term, you have to step down. This is intended to make it so that there's always, a freshness to it. There's a diversity of people coming in and working in the committees. We're going to open the call for committee members probably next week. We hope to get to have 3 new committee members. So if you are interested in joining us and being a part of a marvelous group of people, truly amazing group of people, and volunteer your hours to promote teacher development, you're more than welcome to apply. I think that's it. Anything else, James?
No, I could have said it better myself. Our finances, this is your department as well.
Why? No, as James pointed out before, we have we have a very healthy financial situation at the moment. This past year, we had a sponsorship for our showcase day, and we receive a small amount of I'm not sure how much. I think it's £32, James. Correct me if I'm wrong.
For what?
Per person that chooses TDSIG as their SIG.
Oh, I don't remember off the top of my head.
Yeah, but it's more or less like that. So it's what we call a subscription. Every year, IATEFL passes on part of what people pay to be a member of IATEFL. They pass it on to the SIG that the person chooses to be a part of. Reminding everybody that you get 1 SIG for free when you join IATEFL, but you can join more than 1 SIG. You pay a little extra fee for each SIG that you sign up. So with that, we got from this year, we had 2,139 from that and the sponsorship. And basically what that money goes into is anything that we need, for instance, in terms of subscriptions for the website and things like that, fixed costs that we have, and especially our scholarships. We have 2 scholarships we offer every year for people to come to the international conference, to the IATEFL conference. They're each £1,000. They cost us a little bit more because we give £1,000 and we pay for the PC and the conference for the winner. So it costs a little bit more than that for us. So the scholarship, how did we break down for that, James? Don't remember.
How do you mean?
The costs that you have on the slide.
So the cost of the scholarships, you mean, or the?
Yeah, because the scholarships is actually 2, so it's 2,000.
Oh yeah, I think it's 500 each, isn't it?
No,
No.
it's
Oh, okay.
1,000
Sorry.
each plus it ends up being 1,400 each, more or less. And our costs for the international conference, because we have to rent a room for the PCE and catering and things like that. So for this year, our costs were of 1,553 and 60p. And the miscellaneous is where we have the subscriptions to websites, podcasts, and things like that, and just bits and bobs that allow us to do part of our projects. We have reserves of £48,000. So if you do what we spent, what we made from the income minus what we spent this year, we had a loss of £50 that I'm sure we're going to recover in this year, but we have reserves. Because of how IATEFL works and it's a charity and all the laws that regulate it, we can't use reserves for everyday things. So basically we have, like, for any event that we do and the PC and everything, we have to do it in a way that it fits the money that we made already. We can't dip into the reserves. But that's very much what I have to say about the finances. Do we have any questions?
No, I was going to say if anyone has any questions, by the way, feel free to put them in the chat, and maybe we can deal with them at the end. Is maybe the easiest way.
Okay.
Just a bit of a broader context for everyone to be aware of, that IATEFL in general, which obviously we are a part of, we are not separate from. So whatever we do is within the conditions of how IATEFL in general is operating, and we have our financial responsibilities to the broader organization. So because of the pandemic period, which was expensive for the organization, things are still under very tight control in terms of costs. And I mean, in the last year, we really didn't spend hardly anything really, because we just are not in a situation where we can do that, which we completely understand. There's a good reason for it. So we have to be very mindful, obviously, as we should always be. We have to be even more mindful than probably our colleague coordinators from the past had to be with their finances, I think. Those are just the conditions that we're operating in, and that's fine. Okay, shall I move on?
Yep.
Okay, so let's talk about some of our events that we had. So TD Live is a regular meetup that we have, which is for our members only. We invite an expert from a particular area of interest. In fact, Bruno was, who is here today, was one of our previous guests. And we have a conversation with our members about, with our members present, about this particular person's area of interest. The idea of this is it's less of a sort of top-down style presentation, but more of a kind of open discussion with that person. So that's something that we've been doing regularly, and that we will continue to do ongoing.
And we make the recordings available from all of the TD Lives to our members in the IATEFL website.
Absolutely, yes. The Web Carnival is our annual online conference, which took place in October last year, on the future of teacher development. It will be back again this year, very soon. there'll be information very soon, I should say, about that and about how you can get involved and how you can register to be a speaker and participate and so on. So look out for that information. And that's a conference which is, available to anyone who wants to come. And then at the conference this year, we had our PCE on the first day of the conference, which was Teacher Change Over Time. We were very happy with that event. Cecilia, if you want to say something about it?
We're very happy with it. We had a good turnout of people and good speakers, good feedback from the participants of the PCE. It went really well, I thought.
Yep. I think we were very happy. So those are some of the events that we've been doing. Publications.
I can talk about that. We have our publications. We have the Teacher Development Academic Journal, which is an academic journal that we publish once a year. And so we publish, and they're always related to our overarching, now they are. We try to have an overarching theme for our projects over a year. And so last year we had the future of teacher development, the future of professional development. And so the TDAJ that we published last year, all the articles touched that theme, the future of teacher development in some way. For this year, we had a call for papers already with teacher change, actually documenting teacher change. So more like action researchy. We had 22 submissions and a lot of good quality articles in there. So we may have a second edition because just, you can't, it's a waste to not use good academic articles like that. But we are in the process already. We chose 9 for this issue. We've already received the first draft and we're sending out the first review, and then so we're hoping to have it published by July. I think it's our time frame. We have the TDSIG blog, which anybody is welcome to contribute. You can get in touch with Jake, and Helen is part of the blog as well, right?
No, not really.
No?
Jake.
Just Jake.
So Jake at the moment, yeah.
Okay. So you can get it. If you are interested in writing for the blog, you can get in touch with Jake through the editor at tdsig.org. Is it?
Well, you've put me on the spot there.
Let me check.
I can.
Let me check. I'm checking.
Carry on. I can talk about DevelopPod.
TDSIG. I'll put it on the chat. tdsig.editor@iatefl.org.
Okay.
And I'll let you talk about DevelopPod because that's your baby.
Okay. So DevelopPod is our monthly podcast, and we've that's been ongoing. We've just celebrated our 50th episode, which we're very happy about, very proud of, and we will be continuing on with podcast under the stewardship of Helen, with my help. And we've got really good interviews lined up, so that will be carrying on. But if you're a podcast listener like me, then it's available in all the podcast places. So go and take a look for it on Spotify or wherever else you get your podcasts. Just do a search for DevelopPod and you'll find it. Okay, and then the TDC blog is something that we've brought back, and we have had some posts, and we'll be looking for more contributions as well. Okay, let's move on to So a couple of other things. We've spoken already quite a bit about scholarships, so there's not much more to add there really. Just to say these were our 2 scholarship winners from this year, and I hope they had a very rewarding and very good time at the conference. And we're, if you've seen, scholarships are open for this year, for next year.
That's what I was going to
come
point
next
out.
year. This is a very good scholarship, and if you are interested in coming to the conference, and it will, you won't have to spend much money if you, let's put it that way, if you win this scholarship, because it's very generous, either of them. So
we have 2 of them, as I mentioned, right? So the first one is our oldest one, is the Michael Berman Scholarship, and that's for more experienced teachers. You can check the requirements in the IATEFL website, but off the top of my head, you have to have at least 3 years or 5 years of teacher experience. And the other one is the early career teacher, which is the exact opposite. So you have to have up to 3 years of teaching experience if you meet the requirements, or if you know anybody who meets. We highly encourage people to apply for the scholarships.
Absolutely. We also just want to mention our social media, of course, as well, which has gone a big overhaul in the last year or so, and has improved a great deal. We're very grateful to our committee members, Helen and Thaisa, for helping with this. And so if you aren't following us on Instagram, Facebook, or LinkedIn, those are the places to find us at the moment. And that's a good way of staying in touch with everything that we do.
I would say it's the best way to learn about the projects and new things.
Yeah. The fastest way as well.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk a bit about future plans. So TD Link Up is an email newsletter which we used to send in the past, and we will be sending again. I think it's important to have email communication with your members, because I think that it is reliable and consistent, and make sure that everyone is kept up to date. So we will be bringing that back on a regular, maybe probably bi-monthly basis, to let people know what will be going on. It hasn't started yet, but it will be starting soon. Then TDSIG on Tour is an initiative that we're taking in order to do as an outreach program, where we will make our services available primarily to IATEFL associates. So these are national teaching associations which have a partnership with IATEFL, but other organizations as well, if they want to get in touch, where we will work with them and in collaboration, offering speakers for their events, whether that's face-to-face or online, maybe in other types of collaboration as well, maybe articles or other things. So this is an initiative that we will be sharing with teaching associations first, and getting that out to them, to let them know that we're happy to get involved and collaborate with them. Sponsorship. Ceci, do you want to say something about that?
Yeah, sponsorship is where we understand that we need to be more aggressive in getting sponsorship, so that proactive in getting sponsorships for our events, because as we showed when we talked about the finances, that is what gives us more leeway to bring more things into the events, and better catering during the events, the face-to-face events, and things like that. So we are in the process, actually. We're structuring a better sponsorship plan, ways of different companies to be able to sponsor not just events like the Web Carnival and the PCE and the showcase, but also our ongoing projects. So, you know, somebody can sponsor DevelopBot, somebody can sponsor TDAJ, get an ad in or something like that. But we're working on that. And
if you work for or are interested in sponsoring us, no matter what your scale or size is, let us know.
Get in touch.
We can have a chat about it. And then finally here for future plans, we have our next year is a big year for TDSIG because it's the 40th anniversary of our SIG, which we're very excited about, as you can imagine. It's a long time that it's been going, and we will for sure be celebrating that anniversary with a series of events throughout the year, because it's not every day you have your 40th. So that's something that we're really looking forward to as well for next year. Okay. So that's that. I think if you want to get in touch with us or find out where our social media is or find out how to email us or any of these things, the easiest thing to do is just say, this is our website, right? tdsig.org. And you can go there and find out whatever you need to find out. All the information should be there on our website. And if for some reason it isn't, then just drop us a line. We are really pleased to have been able to do this online for everyone who's watching either live or later on the recording, because we believe very passionately in the transparency of the organization. You know, Cecilia and I are the current custodians of a group that has existed for 40 years. I feel very honored to be able to do that. And but of course, it doesn't belong to us. We are members of TDSIG, and we are the members of TDSIG who are currently have the responsibility of looking after it and passing it on, hopefully in a better shape to the next coordinator or coordinators, whoever they may be. So we're very pleased with the work that we've done so far, and we're very pleased to be able to offer this to you today so that you can find out about us and know everything that we've been doing with full disclosure. And yeah, and I think it's going to be another excellent year.
And if you're not a TDSIG member, join us.
Absolutely.
We're the coolest gang. We're the coolest SIG.
So if anyone has any questions, then by all means, you can type them in the chat, or you can ask us, turn your microphone on and ask us. That would be fine. So we'll give you a second if you want to do this. That's great news, Bruno. We'd be very happy to have you with us. Thank you for joining.
Yay.
It's the place to be.
I know.
I don't know if anyone says that anymore. Okay, so I think that just about wraps it up, really. So thank you for being here. Again, if you think of anything else comes up later on that you want to get in touch about, then we would be very happy to hear from you. So thank you for coming.
Enjoy the rest of your Sunday.